many times can I do this for transition? Hi everybody, thanks for coming back. And today I want to share with you and show and share a little bit about how to kind of shoot product photography. That's something that I do for clients, and if you follow me on Instagram, you probably have seen this shot. And that was a shot of my own sunglasses, and I wanted to see what I could do with it in terms of, how can I make it look kind of cool and floaty and all that stuff. But I'm not going to show you how I shot that particular, my sunglasses, but I want to show you how I shot, or I want to show you moving forward how I'm going to shoot my next product. And really, it's just something that I bought. It's not for a client, and this is a video is to show you how to shoot your own product, your own things, if you want to get into product photography. So let me show you what I got. Well, as you can see, I went to the Nike store. I bought these Nikes. They are the Cortez Classics, and I just wanted to kind of make sure that the ones that I got were fairly clean and not too worn out, because a lot of times sneakers, when you buy them in a store, they're people try them on and they get worn out. Let's get this box out of the way. So I really like these Cortez, and I'm kind of becoming a little more of a fan of these simple sneakers, just the profile shape. And I was thinking about the Adidas Stan Smiths originally because I was a tennis player and I like Stan Smiths. They represent a lot of classic ideas from my tennis days. But they just don't have enough color for me. Like the back heel area has a little bit of color, and then that's kind of it. It's primarily a white shoe. And so I wanted something that was white, but had a lot of color, or had more color, to give it just that much more flavor of creativity, that much more kind of like standout appeal for me. I'm going to show you how to shoot these for product photography. But I gotta switch everything up right now, so here goes nothing. All right, everybody, I'm back. I finished setting up my tabletop product photography setup. Here we go. All right, everybody. So first to note is that you'll need, masking tape. And something that I like using is this clear thread. With the sunglass photograph, I just hung them on a C-stand, and these are great to kind of like make invisible kind of anchors or ropes to hang things off of. So that's really important to be able to get some clear thread. You can get them at your local kind of like sewing store, or even sometimes a dollar store. So it's very handy to have in your kit. So that's that. Oh, and scissors. Where are my scissors? Yeah, and a handy knife to cut things. As you can see, I've used kind of like a yellow background. I wanted to kind of have a seamless almost background, but I needed some color in it. So that's kind of it. Without further ado, here is the shoe setup. So as you can see, I've hung the entire the shoe with this with my C-stand and a grip arm. And if you don't know what a C-stand is, you can kind of see it. Let's open this up. You can see that the C-stand opens up, and then you have this grip arm, and then I've hung it across here using the clear thread. I've hung it. You can kind of see it. Let me just close this down again, because I've like just bumped up all of the light. So now you can see I have some clear thread here. You can kind of see it here, and in the back here. The thing about the Cortez is that it has these kind of, kind of like track style track style treads, and they're handy because the thread can actually cut into, or not even cut into, but can be held in place by that. So that's kind of how I've set up this shot. One thing you got to remember, let's kind of spin this around. Hope you can see me. Okay. So let's widen this. So the one thing you need to remember when shooting products like this, when it's hanging, any slight movement, anytime you touch the product, it's just going to keep on swinging. So it's good to have some kind of stick or something that's very kind of, that you can help control that sway. Otherwise you'll just be waiting for it to stop swinging, and then you can take your shot. So that's a kind of pro tip. Get something like maybe a chopstick or something like that, and yeah, and then you can help control some of its swing, because your hands move way too much when you're actually kind of like trying to adjust things like the tongue and then the laces and all those things. Even with other kind of product, oh, my hands are shaky, either with other kind of product or even food, it's always good to have something that you can manipulate that's other than your hand. Maybe, again, some tweezers, something like that. So let's get back to the shooting. So as you can see behind me, I have my setup. I have my overhead light, and it is just coming straight down. Nothing too special. And then I have my background light, which is right here. Another panel that I use the barn doors to control. See, I use these barn doors to control the spill on the shoe, because I don't want too much spill on it, because it just becomes a little bright. I still want it fairly neutral. So that's my setup. Overhead, hang it, and then ready to shoot. And it's at the end of the day, it's a very simple setup. You can set it up, shoot a whole bunch of different things, and then you have content and you have photography for your Instagram or wherever you're going to kind of showcase it, whether it's your portfolio. You have a lot of content ready to go. So I'm just going to shoot this. I'm going to shoot it with a longer lens as well. So that's my setup, and here are the photos. As I worked on them in Photoshop, I adjusted the color. I did very slight color adjustments, and exposure adjustments. And I didn't want to change it too much. I added a little bit of sharpness, and I just wanted it to be clean at the end of the day. So those are the photos, and I hope you like them. All right, so there you have it. That's the way I shoot my product photography. I do a simple overhead light, and I use another light to kind of neutralize shadows in the background, get that color going, because that's really important these days in advertising and signage, in marketing in general. We have so many images that are coming at us. You know, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's in store, whether it's in a magazine, all the different places that images live, and you really need to think about color when you're photographing product, because that's what's going to make it stand out. That's what's going to make your photography stand out. And if that's a road that you want to go down, whether it is as a commercial product photographer or even just as simple as for your Instagram feed, it's always good to have more color than less, because that's what's going to make it stand out. And in the end, just try to make it clean, just try to make it interesting, and hopefully you guys got something great out of this. I love teaching people how to do things in kind of like photography, in a creative aspect. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That was for the comments. Give it a thumbs up. If you found it helpful and you want to share your images, you know what? Leave a comment below. And, I'd love to see what you guys shot. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, every subscriber helps. Every subscriber counts, especially since I'm growing my channel right now. And I just got to hit, I need to hit those benchmarks to be able to kind of start mattering for the algorithm. As we know, we're all battling that algorithm. Until next time, you guys go out and create something, and I'll see you in the next one.
You know you wanna feel it. You know you wanna see it. Electricity gonna flow. We're pushing up the ceiling. Tell me what you're dreaming.